Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to ThinkWise. In ThinkWise, today we are going to be discussing about Prezi writing, one document that is more helpful in your business and professional world. And majority of the time, students get confused with, is there any difference between summary and Prezi? So let me just describe the difference between summary and Prezi first. So summary at a basic level, you just identify some of the things and then you just turn it in your own words just in order to make it more understandable by maybe juniors or maybe by naive people, right? But on the other hand, when you talk about Prezi writing, Prezi is more advanced level and it is used for the business purposes where people don't much have the time to read extensive paragraphs or extensive articles. They ask some of their assistants or maybe themselves for future references. They make notes out of it. So we can simply say that if you're writing certain notes while you're attending a certain lecture, so it means that can be considered as Prezi. So on the other hand, we can say whenever you are reading an extensive paragraph or article, you're turning it into something of your own while just grasping the main ideas and theme of that specific article or maybe paragraphs. That will be considered as Prezi, right? The word Prezi itself is derived from the word precise. Precise means when you are when you are getting something in the short version, where you're just summarizing some of the things, some of the important parts of a certain article or maybe paragraph, so that right after, when you read it after some time, you don't have to go through with lots of paragraphs or maybe very lengthy articles. You just get the gist of everything at a very easy pace and in a very short time as well, right? So when you talk about the Prezi, is the definition says that it's just the gist of a passage where you talk about the main things that has the essential points to it, while you're covering each and everything that is more important to you and which needs to be following the 7 C's of communication as well, right? We have been discussing communication and we have been discussing communication skills in the previous lectures as well, that whenever you are talking about anything that you're writing something or while you're speaking, you always have to talk about the 7 C's of communication. That is, whenever you are writing, it needs to be correct, it needs to be concrete, it needs to be complete, it needs to have the clarity to itself, right? It needs to be formal as well, because you're part of a professional world. People don't understand vague language. If you're going to give them a sense of that you're having certain using certain words that has some double meaning, they will not get it to you and they will get misunderstood by it, and they will reply back to that sense as well, whatever they are able to understand. So it's far more better to make it clear to the other person whatever idea you want to share, so that it doesn't create any confusion to the other person and it makes it easy for them as well, right? So the basic reason that whenever you people are going to talk about the Prezi, list down for first thing that whatever you want to write and whatever you want to study, it needs to be clear. It doesn't need to have any vague idea. You're not allowed to use anything from outside the given original text. You cannot mention anything from outside. Everything that you people are going to convert it in your own words, everything that you're going to summarize, it needs to be in your capacity that is written in the original text only, right? And one more thing, whenever you people are going to talk about the Prezi, it needs to follow the third person perspective. You're not going to write anything that is supposed to be given by you. You are not going to mention anything that is I or me or myself, because nobody is interested in whatever you have to say. They are only interested what the writer of the certain paragraph is saying. So you're not going to start the paragraph with the word known as I am in the given paragraph, the writer has said anything, because you're not critiquing, you're not giving an analysis, you're just going to talk about whatever is written in the original text and you're writing it in your own words. Okay. So there are certain rules that you need to follow. We are going to come up with this one, as you can see here. These are certain rules that you people need to understand whenever you will be doing some Prezi, right? So first of all, according to the rules, the Prezi needs to be 1/3 of the original text. If you have 250 words or if you have 500 words, so your Prezi needs to be most probably from 150 to 200 words. It can skip from one, it can have the word limitation up and down, but by just few words, but not the extensive. You cannot make it like 250 words or maybe 300 words. It just need to fluctuate from 150 to 175. That will be considered as a good option. right? So the 1/3 is going to be the first rule of the original text. Whenever you're going to convert anything that has been written in the original text, it needs to be 1/3 of the given paragraph, okay? Then it needs to be convenient to read. It doesn't mean that if you have good experience, if you have good vocabulary, if you know difficult words, so it means that you are going to mention difficult words from the original text in order to make it look more professional, or maybe look more difficult to read, right? You need to create something in such easy vocabulary and easy to understanding version that whatever person or whoever person is actually going to read it, it is understandable by that person easily. You're not going to create difficult words for the person. You're just going to make it easy for everyone to understand, right? Then you have to cover each and every point, whatever is mentioned in the paragraph, especially what is important in the given paragraph. You can skip the irrelevant information, you can skip repetitive information, you can skip the examples, you can skip the questions, you can skip the quotes, but you always have to look for the important information that cannot be skipped, right? You have to understand whenever you people are going to talk about and doing the Prezi, you need to make sure that whatever you people are mentioning, it needs to be mentioned in the original text, and you're just going to turn it into your own language. Then you need to be coherent. Each and every information written in the original text needs to follow the same flow. You cannot change the flow. Majority of the cases, when people start doing the Prezi, what they do is they just take the last sentence and make it to the first one, and then the first one comes in the center. It doesn't make any sense because you're going to change the flow of the original text. You're definitely going to skip some of the information from the original text. That will definitely give you the space. But you have to be coherent in each and everything. The important terms needs to be in the same flow that is written in the original text, right? Then you cannot use any single word from the original text other than the keywords. If the keywords are there, for example, you don't have to change it again and again. If the keywords are there, if you're talking about feminism, you don't need to change the word feminism with a certain word or a synonym for it. If you're talking about political situation, anything, you don't have to change the word politics, right? Because these are the keywords that cannot be changed, right? So whenever you're going to do the summarize or the Prezi, you just need to follow these rules so that it will be more easy for you to understand and by the reader as well. Because you are actually writing something for the readers. You're not writing for yourself. It is written for the readers. So every time whenever you are doing the Prezi, it needs to be understandable by each and every person. Then we have use an appropriate title. Whenever you people are doing the Prezi, either the paragraphs are given in the CSS exams, whether the paragraphs have been given to you in your BS level or MPhil level, every time the paragraphs will be without the title. So whenever you people are going to talk about the title, you always have to talk about, you always write the title right after completing the paragraph. Don't give the title in the very start. I'm just talking about the writing of the title. I'm not talking about the placement. Place the title on the top, but don't write the title before making the Prezi, because it makes it difficult. Because you're going to mention the title, and whenever you're going to do the Prezi, if it's not relatable, it gets confused, right? So it's far more better to write the Prezi first, and right after collecting the thoughts, what have you precise, then give it a title, because it will look more relatable and more relevant as well, right? Because whenever you people are going to start with something that you have already given the title, it can confuse the reader if it's not similar to the Prezi that you're doing. Then details in the Prezi must match the details in the passage. We have already discussed that you cannot add any information apart from given in the original text. You just need to mention every information, whether you agree with the information, whether you disagree with the information. You are not allowed to use anything outside the original text. I hope that I have made it clear the rules, that these are the 6 rules that you need to follow whenever you are going to make the Prezi. And if you have any confusion regarding any rule or anything, you can type that down in the comment section. It will be more easy for me to answer if you have any question. Okay, so moving on. Most of the time, making something short is the most difficult thing. And I can totally understand when people start doing it, it becomes more difficult to do it. So it's better to do the practice, and you need to have maybe vocabulary. There are certain times when students are unable to understand any specific meaning of a certain word from the original text. It makes it more difficult as well. So it's far more better that try to make the contextual meaning, try to make it more practicable or anything. It will be more easy for you to understand each and every time when you do the practice. It's not much, if you're going to read it, if you're going to read the paragraph one time and you think you're going to grasp the idea, it's never going to work. Whenever you people are doing the Prezi, it's better read the paragraph first, and then in the second sense, when you're giving it a second read, have a pencil in your hand and start underlining the important points that you think that you people are going to use in your Prezi. Other than that, cancel across the other ideas that, okay, this is not the important one, we can skip this idea, right? After that, write those underlined details on the separate page, and after that, don't look at the paragraph. If you people are going to keep looking at the paragraph again and again, you're definitely going to copy the same words. That is why people get the plagiarism, because they are completely looking at the paragraph again and again, and they're turning one paragraph, one sentence, okay, in this word, and they're definitely using the same words as well. So it's better not to look at the paragraph right after taking out the points. Don't look at the paragraph. Just use those words in your own sentences and you're good to go. Okay. Then we have the do's and don'ts of the Prezi. The do's is start with the main idea. You have to give a thesis statement. You don't mention the first sentence that in this paragraph the writer said. Nobody's interested in your critiquing. Nobody's interested in your analysis, because they are only interested whatever is written in the same text. So you're just pointing out the theme of the similar paragraph. Okay. Remember that the reader will know what your Prezi should contain, hence write in the original flow of the writer, because I'm telling you, there will be certain people that they have read the original text far more better, or maybe in a very detailed version, and right after 5 or 6 months they just wanted to give it a quick scanning, that okay, what was mentioned in the earlier in that article or anything, right? So it's just going to read your Prezi. So they know what is written in the original part. So whenever you are doing the Prezi, it needs to follow the same flow. You're not going to change the flow of the Prezi because it makes it more clear, right? Don't incorporate any irrelevant information or any repetitive information, because it will just it will actually utilize much of your space, and it will not be in your own convenience. Right? Any unimportant information can be skipped, and I remove it. I have told you already that you can skip questions, you can skip quotes, you can skip irrelevant information, you can skip repetitive information, you can skip examples. So that will make more easy. Okay, this is not important, right? Then it is essential to mention the purpose of the writing the Prezi. The purpose, the reason that why you're writing something, it needs to be in the very first sentence. That is the thesis statement. Right? When whatever the purpose of the writing of the paragraph, I'm not asking that, okay, the first sentence would be the reason of writing this paragraph is like this. If, for example, we can say we have certain examples here. As you can see, there is one question written here. There is one paragraph here. Okay. We can start the paragraph from this side. Okay. This is there is an enemy beneath our feet. This is the paragraph that we are working on. Okay, so the paragraph is about earthquake, right? It's about earthquake. So it means that the very first sentence needs to be regarding the earthquake, how earthquake has become more dangerous for people living in a certain area, or maybe for the people living on the earth. It can be. It needs to be related to this sentence. We have 329 words, so 1/3 of that will be 109 or 110. That will be that is more than enough. You can skip majority of the information from this side, as if like the example that, okay, gas main burst explosions are caused and fires are started. That this example can be skipped. Underground railways are wrecked, building collapses, bridges fall, because these are all the after effects of how earthquake has actually maintained or managed to do the destruction. These are the extra information, so you can skip them as well. Okay. Then, any historical, okay, one more thing, that you always have to follow the tense of the original text. Don't change the tense. Other than that, if the whole text is in the future tense, but you found something that is historical, that will be changes into our past tense. Other than that, you're always going to follow the same tense of the original text. Don't change it. Then the don'ts. Don't give your criticism, because nobody's interested in your opinion at that point. Pressy is about what is written in the original text, and you're just changing it into your own words to make it more easy and time saving. Okay. Then we have never inserts any facts taken from the internet. If you don't agree with the information that is given in the original text, don't write it. Don't mention your ideas there. Never ask question in the original text in your Pressy. If there is a question mentioned in the original text, don't copy that thing in the Pressy. Use full forms, don't use abbreviations. Do not spin around the same content again and again and again. It will just going to be will be a big flaw for your Pressy. Ensure the Pressy is not too long. It needs to be short and crisp. It needs to be interesting. It needs to grasp the attention. Or maybe you can also write that thing, that Pressy is that much interesting and creates a certain style of writing that the person really needs to read the original text again. Okay, so these are the things that you need to follow whenever you people are doing the Pressy, and there are certain other rules that you need to follow. I'll be posting and I'll be mentioning this document in the description, so that you can have it and you can definitely read it for your examples and for your practice as well. There are multiple examples and practices sections are given in this document. And for one more thing, for your title, whenever you people are going to mention the title, never use more than 8 words. It needs to have more than 3 words and less than 8 words while you are trying to create a title. Never make one word title. It's not applicable. The title needs to be relatable to the original text. Your Pressy, sorry. It needs to be relatable to the Pressy that you're creating. It needs not to be in the sentence form. You cannot create, for example, that you cannot write something like that. Everyone in the world is threatened by earthquake. You cannot say that. It's a sentence. It doesn't look like a title. And never put a question. For example, if you are not going to mention it, that what do you think of earthquake? You're not going to do that in your title, because you are creating a certain version for yourself. You're creating a certain version for the reader, so that they can understand. By reading the title of the Pressy, they will get to know whether it is interested, of if it belongs to their interest or not, or if they're just going to be waste their time. So I'll be posting each and everything in this section. There is one thing that we can mention, that okay, you can simply pause this video right here, and you can have a read of this original text, right? And right after, as you can see, they have mentioned the rough draft that I was talking about, that they are going to be using these points from the original text. They are only going to be using these points that I have mentioned here. They are just going to be using these points, and right after creating a rough draft, they are not going to see, the writer is not going to see the original text right after creating the rough draft. And right after creating the rough draft, he has created one of this Pressy for the readers. Simple as that. Okay, so you can simply use this thing. You can pause the file, you can pause the video here, and you can have it right after for your practice. And if you have any question regarding anything that I've explained in the video, you can simply comment this. You can simply comment in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.